Hello, movers and shakers. How you doing? I got a question. Are you guys having a hard time coming up with how much to charge when you're doing, if you're going to do flat rates? Is it mind-boggling of how much you should charge for like something in-state and then long distance, and then when you have to add in packing and all that? Is that just blowing your mind? Is that like, oh my God, I don't know how to handle it. I'm going to stick to the hourly rates and not have to worry about it? And what about if they add something or take away something, or they want extra services? How do I do my flat rate pricing? Is that your question? Is that something you have problems with? Well, if it is, and I know that there are some of you like that, I'm going to do this video specifically for you. Hi guys, I'm Jae Burnham, and this is the 7-Figure Moving Academy. Welcome to this week's edition of the show. Hey, I want to plug, and I'm not getting paid for this, but I want to plug Wade Swickel's podcast. It's called Growing Your Moving Business. You can find it on iTunes. Man, guys, there are several people. I think he's got 5 or 6 episodes up. I'm on it. You got Eric Workser on it. You got a couple other guys that are on the show. A lot of great information. He's not paying me. He didn't ask me to do this. I'm just doing it out of the kindness of my heart because I think it's a great show. And I know some of you guys are going, hey, we need a podcast. Jay, do a podcast. I haven't done one. I wanted to do one, but I haven't done it. So Wade has stepped in. He started doing it. And I think it's a great show, guys. Go check it out, okay? Find it, Growing Your Moving Company, on iTunes. And I do think he is uploading it to Google Play and Stitcher for you Android guys. So feel free to go check that out. All right, but let's get into it. You know, I noticed there's a lot of questions, and a lot of people are vehement one way or the other about hourly pricing versus the flat rate models. Some people just can't get their head around how you price for flat rates. How do you come up with the price? How do you make sure you're not going to get screwed over with people wanting you to do more than what you're being hired for, etc., and so on? Guys, it's really not this difficult, okay? It's really not difficult. The first and foremost thing that you need to do is you need to do an in-home walkthrough, inspection, estimate, whatever you want to call it. I say I need, before I do it, any kind of flat rate, I'm going to walk through this person's home, okay? I'm going to go and I'm going to do a cube sheet. You could find a cube sheet in the sections area of the 7-Figure Moving Academy Facebook group page. Go in there. There's a cube sheet. Go and do it. It's really simple. You just you just go through. Say it says couch. You add a couch. You tell them how many couches you have, how many boxes, and so on, and do a cube sheet. What the cube sheet will do then is it will help you determine how much your estimated weight. Okay. Once you figure it out, the estimated weight of the job, then you can determine how long and how many trucks you need, what equipment you need, and what boxes you need, how much tape and everything. That will help you determine exactly what equipment, materials, and supplies you're going to need. Based on that, you figure out how much that's going to work out, how many people you're going to need, how long it should take with those people, so on and so forth, and then add in all your boxing costs, your supplies, all that good stuff. You add it in, and you come up with a rate. And then you add maybe 10 or 15% on top of that for anything that just happens to show up. The customer says, oh, we weren't going to take the couch. Now we're taking the couch. Okay, that's totally fine, because guess what? That's been added in, right? Another thing that you should be adding into it is your full value protection. Not insurance, because we, as movers, we are not licensed to sell insurance, but we can sell protection. So you want to make sure you add in the protection. And basically you tell them, look, you can just go with the basic insurance, which is 60 cents per pound, but I'm telling you right now, that protects me. If it gets damaged, that protects me. It keeps my costs low. It keeps me from having to pay more out than what really should get paid out. By having full valuation protection, protects you, and your stuff gets fixed and handled properly and accordingly. Okay? So that's what you need to do. Okay? That's really simple. It's really easy. It's not that difficult. Sell the insurance, right? Add that into it. When I do it, my full valuation protection, I add 10% of the bill. If the bill is $3,000, 10% is $300. That means I'm charging them $3,300 for full valuation. Now that 10% is without a deductible. So the more deductible they take, the less I'm going to charge. So if they take a $2,000 deductible, I charge them 5% of the bill. If they take a $2,000 deductible, I charge them 2.5% of the bill. If they take a $1,000 deductible, I charge them 5%. Very simple, keeps the math easy, clean, and simple for me and the customer. They get to see it. And you know what? I sell it like crazy. I just add it to the bill. I don't even really discuss it too much, because when you start adding in complexities into your sales pitch, into your spiel, it confuses your customer. And when you confuse your customer, you lost them. Okay. So the key thing is doing an in-home inspection using a cube sheet. Now here's a little trick. And I've already shared this little trick with my 7-Figure Moving Academy students and on the Facebook group students. This is what I do. I have on my computer, I have an Excel spreadsheet that has a cube sheet. When a customer comes to me, and now all my customers, all my people that come to me are usually coming from my USA Home Listings mailings that I do. So when they come to me, I go and I look up their house, right? I look up their house. I do the cube sheet right there online. And then I send them that link. I send them that cube sheet to them and say, hey, look, I've done this cube sheet already. What I want you to do is go through it and make any alterations, additions, or subtractions to this cube sheet. So that way, when I get there, you and I are on the same page. And get this, it tells them how much weight it is and so on and so forth. So when Two Men in a Truck or some other moving company comes in and they lowballs them for how much the move is, you can say, hey, look, here's the weight. You did the weight yourself. You did it. You see what I'm saying? They can't argue it. See, here's the weight. Here's the tariff. Here's what they got to charge by. And, and then they can see that those guys are not necessarily on the up and up. It puts you in a position of authority, but you get to say, hey, look, that's not correct. Here's what it is. And this is what it's based on. And this is what I'm doing. So therefore, and this actually happened. 2 Men in a Truck. I did an estimate for somebody, and the estimate was around 9,000 pounds. 2 Men in a Truck came in and said, oh, it's only going to be 6,500 pounds. And I said, well, here's the cube sheet. You did the cube sheet yourself. You saw what it is. It's 9,000 pounds. He's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, well, and then I sent them the link to the Michigan Movers Association, which has the tariff, and everybody in our state has to have the same tariff. I said, well, you got 9,000 pounds. Here's the link that shows, and this is what it costs per our tariff. He's like, oh, yeah. And it was literally $1,000 or almost $2,000 more that I was charging than 2 Men in a Truck had estimated. And he actually got to see it. And I didn't make 2 Men in a wrong. I said, they're a good moving company, but you're going to end up paying what I'm telling you right now, because I'm giving you the truth. Here's the facts. Here's the links. He did his homework and he's like, you're right, man. So it gets rid of all the rogue movers. Just on the side note, that's not really the thing. But here's the thing. You've got the cube sheet now. So based on that cube sheet, you know how many trucks you're going to need. You know how much materials and supplies you're going to need. You now know how many TV boxes. You know how many people to bring. Everything. So based on that, you could go, okay, good. Here's my calculations. Here's what I need to make a profit. Boom. Flat fee, done. Okay? You could base it on hours. You could base it on just adding your profit margin, taking your expenses and then figuring out what you need for the profit and just going from there, right? In Michigan, if you're got to move the person 40 miles or more, you got to use the tariff. And that tariff is very specific and it tells you how much you can charge for how many boxes to pack, unpack, and so on and so forth. So you got to use that tariff. Okay, so that's how we do it when we're doing in-state 40 miles or more in the state of Michigan. Your state might not have that same regulations, but in Michigan we do. Now, what happens when you're going to charge for long distance move across state lines? right? This is assuming that you've got your MC number and you got a tariff and everything, so on and so forth. Well, this is how you charge. And this is basically how much the van liners are going to charge for that same move. Hypothetically, if it's a 10,000 pound move, if you're going to have 10,000 pounds and your truck can handle it, and it's so that you can say one truck, right? Let's assume it's just one truck. So you can fit the 10,000 pounds on your moving truck, right? Some people, you might have a smaller, like an old used U-Haul, 10,000 pounds. That's going to be difficult to get on the truck. Some people have done it. I have done it in the past, but it's not something you can do all the time. So in that case, you might have to have two trucks, a big 26-footer and a smaller one. So let's just assume that for the sake of this argument that you could fit it on your one truck, 10,000 pounds. And there are trucks you could do that with. So we're going to assume that you could fit it on one truck, right? Basically, how the van liners are going to do it, if it's going to be a PBO, packed by owner, the van liners are going to charge between 60 to 65 cents per pound, right? If they need a packing job, like they need to have their stuff packed, it's going to be between 80 and 85%. And they could range, there's the various ranges in between that. But basically, if it's a packed by owner, you're going to charge 60 to 65 cents per pound, give or take. And if you need to do packing, it's going to be 80 to 85 cents per pound. That's how much you need. So, but the key thing is getting that cube sheet. It's doing an in-home inspection and doing a cube sheet. Again, if you're one of my 7-Figure Moving Academy members group, Facebook group members, you have the cube sheet. It's in the file section. Ooh, I almost dropped the camera there. I grabbed my thing accidentally. It's in the file section. Just go in there, download it, put it on your desktop, put it on your phone, put it on your tablet, whatever you do, right? I have it on my desktop. Go in there, use it, send the link to them, have them fill it out. Have them do it before you even walk through. You should have a cube sheet done even before you get there. If you're using USA Home Listings, you can go to the whole listing online and find the person's address, and most of them have pictures. Just start going through the pictures and just do your cube sheet, right? You're not going to see everything. You're not going to see every room. That's why you got to do an in-home inspection. They don't usually normally show a garage and the stuff that's in the garage or sheds or in barns. So you got to go and you still have to do your in-home inspection, but it makes it so much quicker if you have already done it previously online. When you get there, then you could already have your contract ready to go with pricing and everything. So when you're there, it's all about selling your services. Be enthusiastic, be authoritative, be professional, get in there, wear a nice collared shirt or a polo shirt or something, that shows that you're a professional moving company, and get in there and just do it, right? By doing the cube sheet prior and then going in and just verifying everything, you can then make your adjustments and you can actually sell your services and actually concentrate on asking the questions to show that the customer that you're going to be the person they're going to use. Okay. So basically that's how you do it. Now you can also do flat rate pricing based on hours. So if it's a local move and you're promised a flat rate price, you know that 3 guys should take 8 hours to do this job, right? Well, your 3-man hourly rate is, let's say, $150. So you take 8 times 150, boom, that's what you do. I would add an hour or two just above it, just in case, just to give yourself a cushion. You got to really kind of question and see where the person's at, but that's a good thing to do, just to add an hour or two, just in case they get stuck in traffic, or just in case, it takes, they had to take apart some bend, or some of those incidental things that they said that they weren't going to take, they're now taking, right? You should never, ever, ever do flat rates if you have not done an in-home inspection, unless it's a repeat customer and you know that customer and you've done a lot of work. They know you know them, kind of thing, right? You can do whatever you want, but I personally would recommend that you don't do it unless you've done an in-home inspection. All right, guys. personally, I stay away from like the apartment moves and the small like 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartments. I just stay away from them. They're more of a headache for me than I want to deal with. I want to deal with the more executive homes and high-end homes because these people pay well. I make more money. I do less jobs, but I make more money, right? Not only that, I can really take the time and I could throw 6 people on a job that should only have 3 and just really impress the customer. Because it's not on the clock, so they don't care how many people you bring. They don't care how many trucks you bring. They don't care because it's a flat rate, right? So you can really just service the crap out of these guys, blow their minds with the quality of service that you provide, and rock and roll. So guys, this is how I determine my flat rate pricing. It's very simple. You don't have to worry about what if they do this or what if they do that. And you're adding way too much complexity into this, folks. You're just putting way too much complexity. You're confusing yourself, and you're really, quite honestly, you're making it so that you're not going to make as much money and you're not going to build a reputation. Because most of you guys who are doing it are not going to take the time to wrap the furniture up right because it takes too much, or lay out floor runners and protect the walls and stuff to really make the house and do the job right. You're basically going to pick it up, take it to the truck, throw a blanket or 2 on it and call it good. Now, don't get me wrong. For a local move, that's totally acceptable, and I'm not judging you if that's what you're doing. But quite honestly, folks, you can increase your standard, increase your perception of the quality of work by just doing flat rates and then just really rocking and rolling with the amount of service that you provide them. Okay, guys? That's just my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives you an idea of how to do flat rate models. I know there will be a heated discussion on the forum about this. So people saying, I'm not doing flat rates. And there will be some guys that go, hey, flat rates are the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what? I love it. I love those discussions because it helps. Iron sharpens iron. All right. Feel free to leave me a comment in the below. Tell me how much you charge or how you charge. Do you do flat rate? Do you do hourly? And if you don't do flat rate, why do you not do flat rate pricing? What is it that you're running into that makes it so you don't want to do it? Do you think it's too hard? Are you? Because then maybe we can figure out what it's doing. All right, guys, leave me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't care. I love it. All the haters are welcome here. Make sure you share this with all your family and friends. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, go and hit the subscribe button below. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you're informed of when I upload a new video. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I love you. God bless. Bye-bye.